Hey everyone! So recently I picked up the Designer's Choice from Tonic Studios. I think it's called Bunnies and Blooms. Designer's Choice, really sweet one. So if it's still available, I'll have it linked in the description box. That would be an affiliate link, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So this came out a few weeks ago. I just picked it up on my own since I did not receive it for review, so I was like, oh, I gotta grab that. So I hauled it not too long ago, and now I have a chance to play with it. So I really love it. I love, like, okay, so I mean, it seems like two separate sets of dies, right? Really, you could just separate those out, but they echo each other in a way. So this one here has this outer die, so your shadow or outline die, and then this guy cuts its own frame. So although it's delicate and lacy and all that, it's not an inlay. It's just going to do its own little frame that you can just lay over the top. Oh, I was going to say, where's that card? Kind of like this card where it has that outline, and then I popped on that beautiful little layer. Look at that, so pretty. Love it still, just looking at it there. So that's what that does, right? It's its own thing. And then we have this little scalloped oval, and then that does its own thing because this is not an inlay. It has its own cutting line, so you can layer this over that on top of these things, you know, however you want to do it. And then it has this inlay that says Happy Easter with like a little ray of sunshine, little butterfly. Really sweet, really cute. Oh, look at the little tulips down here. I haven't noticed that. But it's not necessarily Easter, right? So today I think the card I'm going to make is probably going to be geared toward not so much Easter, but I am probably going to use the bunnies. I don't know, we'll see. But on this side, we have this outer scalloped die that would just cut a mat just like this. Like this would be like a matte layer. But you can also pair it with this guy, and now you have this frame, this really sweet frame that you can just pop on top. So what I would do if I was going to do something like that is I would cut this on a solid piece of paper and then pair these two together, cut it from another paper, and then put it on top of the solid one, right? Or you just have a little frame like that on your card base, right? But that's how I would do it. And then this inner one, again, it has that outer frame, so you can cut this by itself and it would have a whole matte layer because the paper's still attached on the middle area. And then this one is its own die layer that has a straight edge with little stitching detail, where this one has a straight edge but has little dots, and these are the same size, I believe, so they're mix and matchable that way. Okay, so then this inlay says hopping in to say hi, which I think is the one I'll use today. But if you don't want to use this and you use like the florals and stuff like that as far as like the Easter or even this sentiment, then don't use that. You can just, you know, cut this out, do your own stamping, whatever it is that you want, your sentiment or a die cut on top of that, right? So there's still tons of ways to layer this up and not necessarily have to be Easter or even spring, just a pretty lace frame or whatever. And then out here we have these little flowers. So we have the little pointy flowers that are super cute. And then this little guy is a little more stylized, a little rounded, a little point there. Is there another flower? Okay, then it's this. I don't know if this is a flower center or a flower on its own, but you can do whatever you like, of course. So whatever you want to do. And then we have the little egg that has an inlay of like little dots, so you can layer them up with these little cute eggs. And this one has like little swirl kind of going on here. And then a little tiny egg, which is super cute. And then we have a little butterfly and a rabbit. It's facing one way, kind of on 4 feet. And this one is kind of standing up a little bit, facing the other direction. And then they have these little areas that you can emboss into or ink into if that's what you like to do, to give a little something. So I'm gonna just grab some papers and we'll start layering up. So I have a few ideas. I don't know. Let me see. I have this piece of paper. I was like, oh, I'll use cream color because I like the kind of spring and cream and pinks and stuff like that. But then I thought, well, I got out this whitewash paper pad, Distressed Floral from Hobby Lobby, and I really like this. I flipped open and like literally, you know, however many pages in, and I was like, ooh, that's pretty. I like that for a background, you know. So let's say I went with this, okay? And it's kind of cardstocky. It has nice weight. So I went to grab white paper because I thought, okay, distressed, you know, white, you know, that'll be good. I do want to point out, this is the white heavyweight, extra heavyweight paper from Hobby Lobby, and what's driving me nuts around this time is that I don't know that it's even white. Let me show you, like, maybe you've seen this video already. This is a white tag. Can you see how it's not white? Like, this is a white card base. It's like beige, it's a little creamy, and it's like, what? Because every time I put this with something white, it just drives me nuts because like you can see the difference, like big time, and maybe it's not picking up on camera as well, but as you can see that, maybe they're like, it's creamy, and then I went to look, I was like, maybe I'm grabbing the wrong paper, but no, the paper, because I left the tag, you know, it's their white paper, so I don't know, kind of weird. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this guy, and I'll probably trim this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This is a standard A2 size card, and that's what I like to do. Of course, I have my little, this die set from Spellbinders, and I have set A and B, and just looking at it, I probably should mark them, but I know this is the B set because it starts with the smaller one, slightly smaller than this outer die. This outer die in the A precision set is going to cut you 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 perfectly, so I mean, I could take like this guy. And, you know, obviously you can just cut it down yourself. But if I was to take this guy, it's going to be the one that Matt's just a little smaller. But you can barely notice. I mean, you won't see that on here. So I would just kind of line that up wherever it is that I want. Like right there. And just run that through right quick. And I'll have a perfect matte layer. And in the meantime, also, I think I want this to show this pretty paper, right? Because if I use this whole background layer, it's going to cover up a lot if I just did a color of paper with that. So I think I'm going to cut this one out of that white paper, and we'll see how that looks just with that little frame, and then we'll go and layer up from there. So I'm going to cut this from the white paper, this one here, I'll be back. It's kind of funny now I think about it. I remember there was a lady here that told me that she doesn't buy the Hobby Lobby black paper because it's not black. Or like deep dark black enough, I suppose. And it's funny because now I'm like, oh, this white paper is not white. So that just reminded me of that actually. Because I was like, oh, okay, you know. Not that I didn't know what she meant, but I have a feeling I know what she means. Maybe it looks a little dusty or whatever. And now I'm having that same issue, but with the white paper. So anyway, I'm going to pop all these things out. Oh, look at that. It's like a butterfly. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so I'll clean that up. And then we have our perfectly precisioned mat here. I'm going to be very careful with the glue that the tape that I recycled. And I'll be right back. A moment to clean this out. But honestly, if you wanted to leave those in there and just leave that texture, you could totally do that. Just make sure to put glue all along the back, because I'm really popping these out. But like, let's say you like that look. Just leave them. Okay, but for now I'll do what's normally intended, which is to pop them out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I'll bring this guy back. Yeah, I mean, it's just not white. That's all. And you know, this is a little bit shabby chic. If I wanted to do a little more distressing or whatever, you can definitely do that. And I think, yeah, see, that way the paper just kind of pops. And honestly, I would love that just like that, and then put some flowers and something else, you know, whatever it is. But let's think. Do we want the next one to be like this? Or is that too much going on? Maybe I will go with the flatter, the little scallop. Okay, so let's do that. So I gotta think about what color I want to use for that. And then the hopping in to say hi. Oopsie. So let's think. I do like pinks, you know me. Okay. Let's use like a very, very, very soft pink if I can. Is this enough on here? If there's not enough paper here, because I'm just grabbing in my little scrap bin. Oh, look at that. That is like exactly on. But okay, I'll run that through, and then I'm going to run this through again. You know what? Out of gold. Let's do that to bring some gold in here and just make it really pop. So I'll grab a piece of, probably not this one, but some gold paper. And when I do that, I always tape these together so that they don't move. Your dies, you don't want them to move. I'll just run them through the marquee right quick, and I'll be right back. Okay. Oh. A little scraps of stuff here and there everywhere. Oh, lovely. So just clean that out just a little bit. I have a few little bits in there. Oh my gosh, look how delicate that is. Hopping by to say hi. I think I might back this with another color too. So what I will do for that is take this little guy and also run it through just white, I suppose, some white paper. Actually, I can even run it through this little piece that came out of the center of the other one, and I'll start putting some things together. So I'm going to glue those together. And then I'll glue this trying to see if I want to pop this up. Well, okay, let me just glue these together. So I'll put glue on the very edge because it has a nice edge there, and then wherever else I can, and then put some glue on the back of my hand and just make sure to get that kind of pushed into the glue. So those fine areas will have a little glue. Oh, I don't know if I was in frame since I'm kind of closed up. Close up. Okay, I'm going to hold that down for a minute. When I come back, I'm going to have glued this down because I just want to glue that down straight. And this too, because obviously it's very fine. I'll just pat it on the back of my hand and glue that down, okay? So I'll cut that down. And I glued it in a way that's kind of straight up and down if you look at the oval sides. But if you want to turn it, you know, whatever you like. Whatever angle you want to put that down. Really sweet. Again, I don't do a lot of inking, but this will be a nice one to ink up. I'm just trying to see if I want that flat and then this popped up. Or you know what? Maybe all flat, because what I think I'm going to do is just make our little bunnies in like silhouettes, like black. So if I had a little bunny right here and this little guy, you know, and then just in silhouette colors, which would be, like I said, just black. I think it's going to be very stark, but I think it'll look nice. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to glue these down straight then. And maybe I'll even include the butterfly at the top. We'll see. I'll grab the butterfly one too. And so there's that. Maybe I don't stick this down quite yet. But again, if you wanted, you know, to pop this up, you'll have a little something. I might. So right now I haven't glued that down. What I'm going to do is run all three of these guys through some black paper. And actually what I'm going to do is run it through the marquee. And I want that embossing. So what I'm going to do, this is weird, I know. I'm just going to stick these guys together like this. And I have this, and I'm going to just real quick show you my thinking on this one. Since I'm using the marquee, I have these guys on here. And I'm going to take a little piece of foam. Oh, I actually have some black foam, it doesn't matter. But if you wanted to keep the black foam or whatever foam behind your characters to help give you some dimension, you can definitely use foam that's the same color. I'm using it right now just for the embossability of it. And I put that together like this. And then we run it through. And that foam helps push into the little embossed areas of our little creatures. And you can also use the foam if you want. I generally don't. I generally just leave it there. And next time around, I can still use this piece of foam. So that's how I do that. But look at, hope you can see all the embossed features. So cute. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. And now, if I wanted to bring it out, look, like I was saying, since they're the same color and that gives you some dimension, just glue them together and you have something that's more dimensional. But that's not what I was gonna do. So I'm gonna go wash my hand and I will be right back. Okay. I'm editing another video right now, actually the one for that flower that I showed you. And bummer, I had switched out the HD quality whenever I did the reveals, the swap reveals, because those videos are so long, I was like, I had to bring it down. So I did standard HD, you know, which is like 720 or whatever, but I like 1080 because it gives you a higher resolution. And I just realized I didn't change that setting, so now I have another video going out in just standard, which is fine. It's still HD, it's just not like the most wonderful HD. So yeah, I'm still debating, do I want to pop it up? I guess I'll pop it up. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of dimensional adhesive on this, and sometimes when it's something larger like that, I'll just do this kind of thing. Even though foam tape for me is really reserved for shakers. Oh, you can definitely make shakers out of this. Now that I think about it. Great set for that. Let's see here. Yeah, for sure. How cute. Just kind of looking at the different pieces, the options they have on there. Okay. Oh, I love the words on this paper. But we're going to cover it just a little bit. So there's that. And then this guy, of course, since it's a butterfly, I'm going to flex its wings a little bit and only glue it down the center. Or down this area. Something like that. Hopping by to say hi. And I'm trying to debate how many bunnies or what I'm doing with these little guys. Aww. I like this. I like the way he's kind of like reaching up. Huh? So cute. I don't know if I want to put him back here or just bring him up here. Let me see about my placement where I want to put them, and I'll be right back. And then this guy, I'm just going to put him straight down. He's trying to peek in there. That's so funny. And then this one, I'm just going to put dimensional adhesive on him. And generally I'll put another little piece behind his head. Let me see if I can... This adhesive is thinner than like this foam roll that I used earlier, so lots of different layers or levels on this card, which is nice. So cute. And there it is, just a sweet card. Again, more springy than anything, but you have that hopping by to say hi, and we have our little silhouettes. Oh, that stark black, I really like the pop of that color, and then all that sweet whitewash kind of background. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have the link in the description box. I'll have some images coming up, and I will see you guys at the next one. Alright, bye now.